Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cassandra here, and if you're new, I post videos all on beauty and lifestyle, just about anything that tickles my fancy. So if that interests you, you're already here, you might as well subscribe, right? Anyways, this video is gonna be talking about Sephora, and now that they are having their annual holiday sale, and I personally am on a no buy garbage, no buying unnecessary crap from now until the end of time journey. I figured I'll be talking about all the makeup products that I've bought from either Sephora or any other makeup brand that I don't necessarily use anymore, but I haven't decluttered them yet because I kind of don't want to let go. I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go of them, but I have not decluttered them yet. But I think this will be a useful video to anybody because I feel like sometimes we get into the hype of buying makeup products that we don't need, and then we just buy it just to get that like that rush of satisfaction, or that feeling of satisfaction that we actually have something coming in the mail, and then when we get it, we don't necessarily use it. So these are going to be me showing you all my mistakes of all the stuff that I've bought that I don't actually use anymore, and hopefully you can not fall into the hype of buying unnecessary makeup, because sometimes you just have to come to the realization that you only have two eyes. There's only so much colors you could put on both eyes. You only have one face. There's only so much product you could put on this face, and you only have one lips. There's only so much lipstick that you could put on your lips. So right now I'm kind of in the zone where I have enough makeup. I literally do not need anything else unless I'm going to buy like concealers or any other foundation products that I may have run out of. But for the most part, these are just things that I bought that I don't necessarily need, or I didn't necessarily need, and I don't actually use. So the first product that I did buy, and this is something that I wish I never did because I got into the hype of buying it, was the Modern Renaissance palette. Now I did a video on this talking about all me buying like overhyped product, and this is definitely one of them. It is such a beautiful palette, but it's beautiful for somebody else. It's not necessarily beautiful for me. And I think a lot of times when we buy products, we don't necessarily realize that certain things that we're buying aren't necessarily a perfect fit for us. They may be perfect fit for somebody else, but not necessarily for us. And for me, I just find that the colors in this just pull way too cool on my skin tone, and I don't necessarily like how it looks. Now, the palette, if you could look at, oh, there goes the brush again. There goes that brush. The colors itself comes up very warm tone if you're looking at it. Like, it looks really warm tone with all these like browns and reds and rusty colors, but on my skin tone, like, it just does not look good at all. Like I just, that just don't look good at all. Like, I don't like it. I just don't like it. And now I try to use this palette because I feel like I try to get my money's worth out of it, but it's very hard for me to reach for it because I just don't like it at all. Now, a palette that I did buy from ABH that I do actually like is the Cannon palette. Now, the good sis did create this palette in regards to people of color, just making colors that like will show up a lot more bright and vibrant on it, and that's what I love and respect about this palette. I'm actually wearing it on my eyes right now. Every color in this palette is so rich, so pigmented. I actually really do like it. I will say that I don't reach for it every single day because sometimes I just want to wear something very simple, and on those days I usually just reach for my Huda Beauty palette. Like, I use this stuff practically every single day, but this is a palette that I like because it does come up really, really rich, and I actually don't regret buying it because I wanted to like support Cannon or whatever. Anyway, so the Urban Decay, the Modern Renaissance palette was a waste of my money. I wish I actually could return it and get my money back. I mean, I feel like I could, but then I'll probably get like store credit or something, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna hold on to it and probably give it to my sister or something. I don't know. Another product that I got into the hype of buying, and I think I really bought this because I really wanted one particular color in it, which was the gold. And I didn't just buy one of these palettes, I bought two of them because they were on sale. So they were on sale, and I was just so caught up in the fact that it was on sale, and I felt like I needed it. When I got it and I opened it, I looked at it, and something about it reminded me a lot of the colors in the Modern Renaissance palette that I haven't actually touched them. I haven't used them. I've only opened one of it, and I looked at it and I was like, ugh, not for me. So this is what I mean when I say sometimes when you see certain products out, they may not be necessarily right for you. Just because they're right for the masses doesn't necessarily mean that it's right for you. And these two are definitely something that I wish I never bought, because at $27 a pop, like, this is money I could have had in my bank account. So that was a waste of my money. But I am gonna probably do a giveaway with one of them. I'm just gonna wait till I get like over 1,000 subscribers before I do so. So yeah, so that was a waste of my money. Another palette that I don't really use that much of, and I actually have this palette for the longest time right now, and I just refuse to get rid of it because I love the colors so much. And these are like the only bright colors I have in my makeup collection, and it is the Urban Decay Electric palette. Now, I did buy this on Haute Look, so I did get a good deal on it. The colors are super, super bright. Super bright, super fun, super colorful. These aren't necessarily something that I will be wearing anytime soon in 2019. But I do love the purples. Every now and then, if I feel like I'm looking for a purple, I will probably pull this palette out. But I don't use it that often for me to even say keep holding on to it. But I just refuse to get rid of it because the colors are so bright. And I feel like one day I'm probably going to go to a carnival or something, and I'm going to need like a neon green eyeshadow. And instead of buying something, I have it here. Which makes no sense, no rational sense, but that's just how my brain works. Yeah. So another thing that I wasted my money on buying is the Pantone Universe Sephora Correct and Conceal palette. Now, the colors in this palette are great in terms of like the different tones to conceal and correct anybody that has hyperpigmentation, scarring, or whatever, if you have like a deeper to darker skin tone. The problem that I have with this palette, and that's why I find it so hard to use it, is the concealers itself aren't necessarily the best formula or quality. So when you put it on, like you're covering up a blemish or you're covering up your under eye circles, it doesn't necessarily set. And I like when I use certain concealers, like if I use my Fenty Beauty concealer or I use my MAC concealer, they set, like they dry down and they just set and they don't move. This does not do that. This just slides all over the place, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. It's a little bit too creamy for me and my skin tone, my skin texture, and my skin type. I have an oilier skin type, so I need something that when I'm going to use it, it needs to dry down and it needs to stay in place. This just doesn't do that. So I feel like if you had a drier skin, you'll probably love this. I'm pretty certain it's still on sale on Sephora right now. That's actually probably why it's on sale, because the product inside is just garbage to me. I don't like it. So that was a waste of my money. So I guess the last couple of things I did buy that I still have a couple more. So anyways, I mentioned these before, the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks. I love Fenty Beauty. But I just have a hard time using these. And I guess because maybe they've improved their formula and their quality. I did buy these when they first launched. So you know how sometimes when stuff first launch, like you get like the bad batches out, and then when they decide to like, when they've been in business long enough, they start reformulating and perfecting the formula. I don't know, but this is probably like one of the only things that I bought from Fenty Beauty that I don't necessarily like. So I did get the caramel. I got the caramel espresso and the rum, I don't even know where it is, matte sticks. And then I got into the hype of going back and getting chili mango, which I don't even use because I hate the glitter that's in it. But I love the color itself because I thought it would look so nice on my cheeks, but it just doesn't. So yeah, these were just like total waste of my money. And they weren't even cheap. They weren't cheap. Total waste of my money. So I kind of regret buying those. This is probably like a recent purchase of mine that they're actually sold at Sephora now. But the Melt Baby Girl Stacks, I wanted for the longest time, and this is what happened. The entire shadow like decided to like crack and crumble, and I'm messing up my bag. There we go. But the colors are pretty, very, very pretty colors. But on the website and when I received it, it's almost like two different things. I didn't like how it looked, and I don't know what is up with the formulas, but I don't know, I'm not a fan of it at all. Like, I'm actually not that impressed with it. I do like how portable it is, but the only thing I don't like is that whenever I put it in my bag, like, it would slide and shift, and that's how come I end up losing the shadow. So that was that. And I also bought the Melt highlighter in Phoenix. Like, how pretty is that color? How beautiful is that color? Like, it is so pretty. Like, the prettiest thing ever. But I don't reach for it at all. Like, I just don't reach for it. In fact, I prefer the Becca highlighters a lot more. The blush copper to me is like the most prettiest thing, as well as Snapdragon. When you mix these two together, oh, they're like the prettiest thing, just the prettiest thing on your cheeks. So I don't regret buying these, but I do regret buying this and the other thing from Melt. That was just such a total waste of my money. And the last thing that I did buy, well, actually the last two things that I bought was a product from Becca. And this goes back to what I meant by buying products that aren't necessarily meant for you. Just because you see something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's meant for you. So this is the Emerald, what is this called? The Light Chaser highlighter for eyes and face in Opal Flash Jade. It comes off very green on my skin, and I don't like that, so I haven't used it. I'm actually gonna probably give it to somebody. I don't know, I just don't like it. And I also bought the Sephora powder. That is just like, where am I going? Where am I going with this? Where? I don't know. So yeah. So anyways, those are all the products that I've wasted my money on purchasing, and I hope that if you guys are going to shop the Sephora sale, you just think carefully about what you're actually buying and just make sure it's something that you're gonna use and something that you actually need in your makeup collection, instead of just buying random things. What I typically like to do if I'm gonna buy something is it has to be something that's like a re-up or a restock of something, or if I see something like a color product or an eyeshadow or a highlighter, I make sure I go through my entire makeup stack, which I keep in this little thing. Let me turn the camera around. I keep all my makeup in this little thing. I'm probably going to do a makeup organizing video soon. I keep all my makeup and my skincare in this little thing. Everything that I own needs to fit in that. If I feel like the drawer is getting a little bit too overcrowded, then I try to like declutter it. But I keep everything in that, and I just try not to buy anything else that I don't necessarily need anymore. Why is this camera like looking crazy? Yeah, so I keep everything in there, and I try to make sure I don't buy anything that I don't necessarily need anymore. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful, and I hope it just made you like really like think like, hey, you know, Sephora is having a sale, but let me just check out my makeup stash before I go and buy anything else. And not because something looks shiny and pretty doesn't necessarily mean that we need to own it, right? So my mentality now is just, it's better to just own a lot of assets and, you know, think and plan for the future than to just buy makeup all the time, which nothing's wrong with makeup. I love it. I'm just saying, sometimes it's best to just think about what we're purchasing than just mindlessly purchasing. Anyways, I hope this video was somewhat informative, helpful. I don't know. I hope you guys like decide to go through your stash and see all the stuff that you did buy randomly and didn't necessarily use. And yeah, this was just something I thought of filming, and it wasn't necessarily like, I don't know, it wasn't that deep. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys and have a good day. Bye guys.